セントベネディクト・セントジョンズ大学の日本語プログラムへようこそ。
Many of us have gotten together to learn a traditional Okinawan dance and perform it for the rest of the St. Ben's and St. John's community to see. We just started up a new club called the Japanese Bunka Club, and bunka means culture in Japanese. In the future, we plan to get taiko drums and learn how to cook some Japanese dishes and organize other fun culture-related events as a club.
We offer a Japanese minor with 6 levels of Japanese language courses and a variety of culture and literature courses as well.
The language classes were always structured in a way that helped me develop good listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. Typically in class, we take a daily vocabulary quiz, do some reading practice, learn new grammar from the professor, and we would work on speaking the language with peers and TAs. As the classes progressed, the professors also incorporated some longer oral and written assignments to help us as students develop more advanced skills.
If you don't have any Japanese learning background, don't worry. Our first class is for very beginners, starting from characters and greeting words like konnichiwa.
Coming to CSBSJU and taking Japanese for the first time felt hard. Japanese don't use the alphabet like us, so you go into class with what appears to be symbols. It may seem hard, but the professor and your classmates are very helpful. And it's fine to make mistakes because everyone makes mistakes and that means you're trying.
If you've learned Japanese before, we can do a placement test and put you in the right level.
Coming in as a freshman, I had some previous experience with the Japanese language. The Japanese professors here worked with me to find a slightly more advanced class to take so that I would be challenged and could continue to progress in my Japanese language ability.
I originally started learning Japanese to fulfill my language requirement at St. John's, but then I really became interested in not only the language but also history and culture. I then decided to pursue the minor in Japanese that is offered here, and the minor has a lot of really great classes where you can learn about Japan's culture and history. One of the favorite classes that I ended up taking was actually a Japanese film class where we watched and we analyzed Japanese film and how they depicted society and culture in Japan.
Our Japanese literature and culture courses include Japanese folklore, nuclear Japan, contemporary Japanese women writers, anime, and a whole bunch of other classes. Our schools also have an Asian Studies major and minor, which allows students to take their learning beyond Japan.
After completing the Japanese language classes, I chose to take some culture-related courses and individualized language practice courses in order to work towards earning a Japanese major. One of my favorite courses has been a class called Nuclear Japan. This is an ethics course that discusses atomic bombs and nuclear power plants in Japan.
Taking Nuclear Japan really opened my eyes to world affairs. We have some great books and movies to watch and discuss in class.
To learn about this subject, we read and watched many first-hand accounts of Japanese people. This helped me understand Japanese culture at a deeper level and be able to form my own opinions on an ethical debate that is still of concern today.
In another class, learning about Japanese folklore, we read books and watched movies about Japanese folklore, and these brought up really fun discussions that we had with the professor and our whole class.
Our study abroad program is hosted by Bunkyo Gakuin University, who is a collaborative partner of ours for over 30 years. It's located in central Tokyo with a subway station at its front entrance.
So I had the opportunity to study abroad my junior year in the fall semester. I went with a group of about 15 St. Ben's and St. John's students, and we lived in Tokyo for 4 months. During my time there, I met a bunch of amazing people, and I had a lot of amazing opportunities to engage with Japan and go to various places, and I really had an amazing time, and I'd recommend anybody learning Japanese to try to study abroad if they are able to.
I was able to study abroad in Tokyo at our sister school, Bunkyo Gakuin University. During this program, I was able to make several friendships with Japanese people and with people from other countries like Bulgaria and Malaysia. My favorite thing about this experience was being able to explore Tokyo every day by just hopping on a train and going somewhere to try something new and memorable.
So while abroad in Japan, we had the amazing opportunity to participate in a festival at a Shinto shrine that was very close to our dorm rooms. We went with our university and faculty members to essentially carry these shrines around the town we were in, or the city we were in Tokyo, and that was a really amazing experience. We got to dress up and we had to carry this really heavy shrine on our shoulders, and it was an amazing way to engage with Japanese culture, and I'd never heard of it before, but it was, well, definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
We have both long and short-term study abroad programs, and those are led by faculty from our campus. And regarding our partner Bunkyo, we have a bilateral exchange program with them. So not only do we go there, but their students come here, and they become really close friends with our students, they volunteer in our classes, and they really help create this supportive environment for learning Japanese studies.
Hi, I'm Nanako Abe from Fukuoka, Japan. I went to Okinawa Senior High School, which is one of CSBSJU's partner schools in Japan. Okinawa is one of the many tropical islands in Japan. I have been working as a Japanese TA for more than 2 years. My working experience as a Japanese TA has been amazing.
During my junior and senior year here at CSBSJU, I have been able to work as a Japanese teaching assistant. This means I attend classes to help out and organize group and individual study sessions outside of class too.
My favorite part of being a TA is sharing Japanese culture at the Japanese Corner. We have Japanese Corner once a week, and TA prepares a presentation or activity for the students.
To be able to engage with native speakers and get help or input from them, it's really enhance our learning of Japanese.
With class sizes anywhere from 5 to 25 students, I have been able to get to know the students really well through helping them in their studies and doing fun, culture-related games and activities.
Also, I made a lot of friends through Japanese program. Working as a Japanese TA is very rewarding for me because I'm able to see students improve and communicate better in Japanese.
After graduation, students go into various professional fields, including business, teaching, law, politics. Many of our students have taught in Japan after graduation through the JET program. And our partners in Tokyo, as well as Okinawa, hire our grads every year for positions as teachers and tutors.
So after I graduate, I intend to use my Japanese for a few things. Firstly, I want to teach abroad in Japan for 2 to 3 years after I graduate, and then I want to come back to the United States and further my education, specifically in regards to teaching, and hopefully I'll be able to use my Japanese knowledge and history to apply that into the teaching field in that area.
Overall, the classes that we have at CSBSJU really goes into depth about the Japanese, be it culture, the history, or the language.
So why should you learn Japanese? Well, learning a language is a really fun experience, and it enables you to expand your perspective and meet internationally minded people. While learning Japanese, you're exposed to an entirely new culture and experiences that you would never thought you would have.
Our Japanese program is a friendly community. We provide opportunities for students to get together, such as language labs and Japanese corner. Our Japanese program students, Japanese students on campus, and Japanese program TAs all become great friends over time. We look forward to having you join our program.
私たちと一緒に日本、アジアについて学びましょう。
セントジョンズ大学、セントベネディクト大学に来てください。待っています。